Well, I want to get into issues that you think are critical in facing the Commonwealth right now, but one of them right now that is also a national issue is immigration, which is getting a lot of conversation. Specifically, this week and last, deportation, which has been the court's role, the executive branch, and it called to mind a story that happened here in Richmond that I feel like a lot of people still kind of want answers about, and I don't know if you can shine light on this or not, but July 2022, you and several other city leaders basically told the Richmond area and then later the national media that a mass shooting attack was to happen at Dogwood Dell on the 4th of July, and that it had been stopped by intelligence and good investigation by the Richmond Police Department. It was later determined in a courtroom with actually my former guest, Judge David Hicks, was here. We kind of touched on this in our conversation, that there wasn't any evidence to support those charges. One of the men that were suspected has been deported since. One is still here and appealing deportation. But can you explain, in your mind, was there a disconnect here? Was there in fact a mass shooting plot?
Here's what I would say. Number one, as I've said in the past, I still credit the Richmond Police Department for doing a damn good job in terms of getting a tip that comes in and tracking that tip down. They did their job. But also, when something like this occurs, you also know that this will have to go through the legal process, through the judiciary. And that's exactly what happened. Our judicial system worked the way it's supposed to work. What I think that the failures, is that more and more details occurred after we received the first initial tips or information on the at the time. And as what I've learned is that normally the situation becomes a lot clearer and more in focus over a period of time, right? Essentially, I'm saying is that the information we got early on, we should have waited a whole lot longer before any communication occurred.
I see.
That's what should have occurred, I think, over that period of time. And so that's something I learned from, Senator Kane told me one time. He said, these are fast-moving, changing events, right? And when these events, they change over time. And so, it's okay to be like, you know what? The details changed, the events changed, more information came, and it's not what we thought it was.
Is that the case with this story? It wasn't what you thought it was?
I think if you look back at it, it was not what we thought it was as the more details and more information came in.
I see.
And did the call happen? Yes, all those things happened, but was it strong enough to say that,
there was a mass shooting?
There was a mass shooting?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, gotcha.